Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another Sheff United match reaction. We've just gone and knocked Spurs out of the cup by 1-0. We were great. We were fantastic at the back. Wes had next to nothing to do because of how good we were at the back. We were fantastic in the tackle in the midfield. Lacked a little bit up front, to be perfectly honest, lacked a little bit of creativity. But when we brought on the big boys, that's when it all turned around. I said to my mate at 73 minutes, when Kane came on, when Kulusevski came on, when ILIMAN came on, when Sander came on, we might as well have just played 15 minutes, throw all those best players on, and next goal winner. And that's exactly what happened, because not a great deal did happen throughout that first 73 minutes, but we'll go through it bit by bit. I've already seen someone on Twitter say that they were on a Spurs channel and they said how bad we were. How bad we were? Like, don't get me wrong, right? I've been to the match. I've not listened to what they've said, but normally what these lazy pundits do is say Tottenham weren't at the best. That's why they didn't win this one. I think there is a little bit of truth to that, to be honest, tonight, because they were rubbish. They didn't turn up. I think the fact that it was throwing down with rain probably didn't help all these. I'll say incredible superstars. Not so much anymore. Tottenham are fourth in the Premier League, and they've come to Bramall Lane tonight with absolutely diddly squat. Let's be honest, guys. Let's be honest. Wes had probably maybe three shots in the first half from distance, some of them blocked, some of them easy to save. One from Lucas Moura that clipped the top of the crossbar. I thought Lucas Moura was really, really dangerous in the first half. Got away from us loads of times. I think Jack Robinson took a booking at one point just to stop him, or maybe he should have been booked. I know Dyer was on at the referee trying to get him booked. I can't remember if he was. He must have got booked in the full game. Let's be honest, Jack Robinson, he was fantastic as well, to be honest. I thought that Tottenham didn't really offer much, to be honest. We had the best chance of the whole game, and that wasn't even the goal. That was Koulibaly going through one-on-one on the angle. Oh, God. I thought a lot of what Koulibaly did tonight was good. Really good, actually. Held onto the ball really. I've been a little bit on at him, to be honest, because he's not really. He played decent against Wrexham, and everyone were like, Koulibaly's the greatest footballer of all time. Now, he's only played against Wrexham, let's be honest. And tonight, I thought he handled himself really well against the Premier League team, a top four Premier League team, I must add. But he goes through one-on-one. All he has to do is either have a shot, get it on target. It's not difficult to get that on target, or lay it across the box to James McAtee early on, and he's got a tap in. He does neither. It's a shot, a terrible, terrible shot. Slices it wide, and he must have been in about four minds, to be honest. And let's be honest, Koulibaly's not been in that position for us at all since playing for us. I'm not sure about his goal scoring prowess at Beershot or even before that, but Koulibaly's not used to being in front of goal like that. So, it probably got to his head. He probably had a bit of a head rush, a bit of a nosebleed, and managed to put it wide. But to be fair, again, they didn't offer a lot going forward. I think that Son had the ball quite a bit just outside the box, but we shepherded him wide. We had 5, 6 men in front of the ball at some point. I think it was kind of like, stop him, stop Son. If you stop Son, we will not concede. Obviously, then Kane comes on and Kulusevski comes on, and then you've got two more players to kind of look after. I thought Lucas Moura was their best player on the pitch by a country mile, but I do think that when those three stars are on the pitch, you're not just marking one man, you are marking three men, making sure they don't get an inch, because one of those three can put the ball in the top corner at any time of this game. It just could happen. But we didn't give them any sort of time to do that. And in the first half especially, we would not let Son go at all. It's like, we are not giving you an inch. There was one pretty poor through ball from Andre Brooks. I'll say that's the only thing I think he did wrong tonight. I thought he was very, very steady in what he did. I thought his feet were really good. He danced past a couple of players at one point, but he just kept hold of the ball. It didn't feel like the occasion got to him at all. Andre Brooks really, really enjoyed him playing. And again, he's playing against Premier League footballers here, whether they've rested a few or not. But let's go back to basics. Let's go back to the start. How many players did we rest? How many players did they rest? Now, I'm not sure from the weekend who played for them, but for me, looking at that bench, Romero, Kane, and Kulusevski, probably the only three that I would put into Tottenham's side from their bench. I think the full bench, other than maybe Adam Davis, started at the weekend. We had Ollie McBurney on the bench, Fleck, Illiman, Sander Berger. We had Egan, who was suspended, I believe, tonight. Norwood. That's five. Ignoring Egan being suspended, that's at least five on the bench out of the seven that you're allowed. Maybe one other player, I can't remember. Oh, Max Lowe, another player that started at the weekend. So the back line was depleted, completely depleted. Because if you look at it, George Baldock, not played for months, just come back from injury, put in a solid, solid shift. And let's be honest, he could have played until tomorrow. That is George Baldock. He's that fit. He's that up and down. Yes, we didn't want to risk him just in case. That's the reason why he got brought off, I'm assuming. Ben Osborne barely played this season, especially at left wing back. When he has played, he's probably played more in the midfield. Again, another very, very good performance from George and from Ozzy as well. Enel played most of the games this season. He's played all the games when he's been fit. Played out of position. Yes, he's still a centre back, but it's a completely different role from going up and down as a right centre back to playing as a central centre back. And Enel was absolutely out of this world tonight. That is the best I've seen Enel play, and that is a high bar. That is a massively high bar that Enel has set himself this season. It's a completely different position, completely different performance from him. But he read that game better than I think I've ever seen a Sheffield United defender read a game. Everything that came forward, he'd already thought of 20 seconds, 30 seconds before that, knew where everything was going. Bash, I thought, was great. Made a couple of odd mistakes here and there, but Bash is another player that's barely played this season. And when he has come in, he's looked a bit shaky at times and he has made mistakes. But I thought tonight there was an absolute phenomenal roar when Bash went through. He won the ball about 4 times and then came away with it and got it out wide. And it's like, that is Bash all over. But that wasn't just Bash tonight. That was every single player on that pitch put in a stellar shift. And do you know what? The player that I thought was hard done by tonight was Billy Sharp, because Billy was up front all on his own. McAtee wasn't really getting up high enough to help him to kind of feed off Billy Sharp. So it was just up against three big defenders, and he just got battered by Sanchez for pace, battered by Dyer for strength. Dyer beat him in the air every single time until we brought on the big guns later on. And I was speaking to my dad about this. He didn't go to the game, but what he said to me afterwards was that the commentators were like, his Tottenham's big guns coming on now, Kane, Kulusevski, etc. And we were bringing our big guns on at the time as well. It's like, don't even talk about our big guns, do you? And then one of them's gone and won the game for us. ILIMAN and I. What a great finish that was as well. We'll run quickly into the second half because can't really think of anything else that happened in that first half. We'll quickly just talk about the goal though. We might talk for a bit longer about it because obviously it's the goal that won the game. It's the goal that put Tottenham out and put us through. So Iliman Ndiaye picks the ball up after a Paul Robinson cross. He just weaves in and out. Actually, I've seen Iliman Ndiaye do better things to beat men. I'm not giving him any stick. I'm just saying that Tottenham players just did not get anywhere near close enough to him to stop him. He just weaves in, out. And then it's one of those, it almost felt like somebody put it on Twitter. Somebody said it was like a Tony Curry finish, quality goal by quality player, where it just kind of trickles into that corner. But I would say it's a little bit like a Paul Pescasolido goal against Forest, where he's giving him the eyes into that corner, and then he just flips it the other way and just puts it into the bottom corner. And Forster's gone that way completely. All his weight has gone that way. The only thing that can save him is that right foot of his, and he sticks it out. He gets a touch on it, but it's not good enough. It looks, obviously, when you slow it down, it looks so slow as it trickles into that corner. Um, but it's a great finish. There's a lot more pace on it than you see from, obviously, super slow mo. But it's a fantastic finish. He's done exactly what he needed to do. Show the keeper one way, put it in the other corner. It's a great finish. That's going to give Illy some serious confidence going into the rest of the season as well now, because he hasn't scored for a while. He hasn't. He's not been himself for a while. He's still played relatively well, um, but he's not the same Illy as we had earlier in the season. I think he lost a little bit of confidence. So hopefully that tonight will give it him back. And Sander was fantastic when he came on too. He was going at them, and I thought every time we got the ball, when Sander and Illy came on to complement Sharp up front, I just felt like we were going to score. I really did, and I didn't feel like they were going to score. I felt like the only way Tottenham were going to score is if either we make a mistake or someone like Kane or Son smashes one in the top corner. That's all. The only way I could see Tottenham getting anything out of this game. And obviously, we were the team that put them to the sword and put them away. Um, we were That's one of our best games that we've played defensively this season. Obviously, keeping out players like Son, Kane, etc. With a depleted defence, we must have played well. I think the only really good chances they had, Perisic had two headers where I think one was a corner that he flicked at the front post, and Wes were like, "Oh, thank you very much." It's always one of those that flashes straight at a goalkeeper, and that's what they do the training for on the training pitch throughout the week. It's those quick hands, boom, caught it. Thank you very much. Um, there was also another one where he headed it down, and the ground kind of took all the pace out of the ball straight into Wes's gloves again. And then right at the last knockings, I had in my head Perisic, World Cup World Cup finalist. I've seen him so many times pick out beautiful crosses, do really important things at important times throughout his career, and it gets down that left hand side, and I'm thinking all he's got to do is just put it on Kane's head, and this could be 1-1 going into extra time and penalties. And it nearly happened. He got down that left hand side. He put a beautiful ball into the box, but I think Kane was just kind of falling away a little bit, and he tried to guide it into the corner, and he guided it well wide. Um, so that was about it. That was pretty much all she wrote. I think I've gone through most things. And it's great because we didn't give him too many chances, like I keep saying. Um, go through some of the other players. Tommy Doyle was fantastic tonight. Got stuck in every time there was a challenge there to be won. He won it. His passing was phenomenal as well. Maybe once or twice he misplaced passes, but Tommy Doyle was almost man of the match tonight for me. I hope that Anel's got man of the match through the Sheff United Twitter account, because he deserved it so much. He was so good tonight. Jackie Longthrow as well. I didn't mention him. He got stuck in constantly. I mentioned this to my dad as well, that Jackie Longthrow, I almost feel like when he has time to think about things and he's not doing everything at 100 miles an hour, that's when he makes his mistakes. But when he's doing everything at 100 miles an hour, like he's been doing recently, that's when you get the best out of Jack Robinson. Anyway, getting stuck in, they were kind of holding the ball up, and he was straight through the back of them, putting pressure on, fouling, trying to get the ball off them, trying not to let them turn him so easily. And he was fantastic. He actually got the ball in the face twice in quick succession, which was quite funny tonight. I think he got it headed at him at one point, and Tottenham fans, I think, were shouting for a penalty. And then literally a few minutes later, got the ball blasted in his face, and he was like, "What's going on here? Why do I keep getting ball in my face?" But no, the defense, as I keep saying, was fantastic. Wes didn't have a lot to do. The midfield had so much bite in it tonight. And Andre Brooks, like I know I've just mentioned him before, and if you didn't hear me mention him before, go back. But yeah, Andre Brooks just didn't look like a fish out of water in the slightest, and I feel like he could come in the league and do a good job. I thought McAtee looked okay. He got away a couple of times. He played some good football. He didn't lose the ball often. And really, against Tottenham, they kind of nullified him because Højbjerg, he was just so good in that midfield. I really like him, but he was the one that headed the ball for Koulibaly to go one-on-one. So that was nearly a costly mistake from him. But I thought they were really kind of without them looking too. I thought the defense looked shaky, even though it never looked like we were going to score before Illy and Sander came. And I was thinking, if Illy comes on, he's going to have Davinson Sanchez and Eric Dyer on toast. He really is, and that's what ended up happening. I was saying halfway through as well. Imagine if we get through and get Blackburn, because I was thinking Blackburn were going to be the lowest ranked club in the competition, but obviously Grimsby got through as well. So we did manage to get Blackburn. I did not even know that it was being drawn because I was walking back to my car and I got told that we just got Blackburn. I'm thinking, Blackburn at home. Now, don't get me wrong, we could lose that. Blackburn could beat us at home, no problem. They're a good side, but this is a great chance to get through to Wembley, to get through to another FA Cup semi-final, which we haven't done for such a long time. Very, very exciting. Very exciting indeed. We've obviously had a easy-ish run. Wrexham wasn't as easy as what it should have been. Spurs tonight was probably way easier than it should have been. I don't think any Sheffield United fan, if we got given you're going out against Tottenham, but none of your players has got injured, then I think we'd have probably taken that, to be fair. And none of our players have got injured that we know of. And we've got through to the next round by playing a B/C team of ours. Again, I think that we rested way more players than Tottenham did. And we've managed to put fourth in the Premier League out of the competition. Anyway, I'll go into some comments before I keep on saying things like that, and people who are Spurs fans start giving me grief because yeah, I'm just absolutely so proud of the lads tonight. I really, really am. Start with that same back three on Saturday. Wow, do you know what, Paul? Anel was fantastic, and to put him back to right centre back, God, I don't know, but Egan is the man. I'd much rather see Anel going forward, to be fair, but at the same time, he was so good tonight. Jonathan, great night tonight. It really was. My ears are absolutely red raw. I don't know why. I'm just radiating heat from my ears. I think it's just from being so cold tonight. Um, of course, Anel's out for 2 games now. God, I forgot about that. Devastated. I should have read that before I read the first one out, to be fair. Shout out to Baldock and Jackie Long for a huge performance. Massive. Surprised the Pigeons didn't make an appearance since Wes didn't have much to do. Do you know what, Kieran? Me and my mate were saying that. Where are the Pigeons? Where are they at? Well done to the B team. A brilliant, outstanding result. You did us proud. Absolutely. We did a great job on Spurs. I didn't give us a chance, but the whole team were brilliant. Fantastic goal, superb win, and we have a great chance of another semi-final. All aboard the Blade roller coaster. Just incredible tonight. We've not had many of those nights where we've beaten teams from the Premier League at Bramall Lane. So it was a really important night tonight, a really enjoyable night. Koulibaly's shot was close to Richarlison's team effort, which almost hit the corner flag. That was hilarious. It was almost like he just set himself in the wrong position. He's like, I think the goal's over there. And it wasn't. It was the corner flag. Close, though. Really close. Just been listening to all the Spurs fans crying. Fantastic. You'll love to see it. Vintage Chris Basham performance. Things you love to see. Class from Young'uns. Beautiful night. Oh, I'm going to have to fly through some of these because there's so many comments. Basham, your man of the match, Gaza. That's fair play. That really is because Bash was great tonight. Outstanding performance by every player. My man goes to Doyle. Do you know what I love about this game is that everybody has got different man of the matches. That is what's fantastic about this. Nobody said an L yet, actually. And L was 100% mine. Collins going for Doyle. Yeah, Norwood not in there tonight. And do you know what? I wonder if we'd have started all our players if we'd have won this game, because obviously the game changed a little bit when we brought on Ile, when we brought on Sander. So yeah, absolutely fantastic. Bash made a few mistakes and a few misplaced passes, but Colin doesn't matter, does it? He was so good tonight. He really was. Also, my dad also said that Martin Keown, Arsenal legend, said that he thinks that Tottenham are going to win the FA Cup before the game. It's Tottenham's year. It's not Tottenham's year. They haven't won a trophy for a long time, and they're not winning the FA Cup. It's going to be, well, we've got more chance of winning the FA Cup for obvious reasons. Yeah, the atmosphere was electric tonight. You are absolutely right. And Nell carried Richarlison in his pocket. I think he actually carried all of them in his pockets all at the same time. Sander looked class. That's good to see. Sander hopefully will get more confidence from that as well, because obviously they all wanted to play well tonight. I think Sander and ILIMAN would have been secretly gutted that they didn't start tonight. I think they'll understand why, but I think they'll be gutted that they didn't start because they're thinking, not I'm not saying they want to put themselves in the shop window, but they want to test themselves against the best. And knowing that you're going to be on the bench whilst there's players in your position that probably don't deserve to be there, but you deserve to be there more because you are starter. I think would have been a bit gutting for him, but they came on and they absolutely made the difference. Bash turned into prime Messi for 5 minutes. Yeah, we're not used to seeing that, are we? Because Bash used to do that on a weekly basis, but obviously we've not seen it for too much. Carl, what a performance! Key players rested, fringe players stepping in. A perfect night for them Blades. Hopefully, Clark back on Saturday with an L and Egan being out. Is Egan out as well? Oh God, I've not really paid attention, to be honest. Evening Pal wasn't bothered before the game, even during. But once we scored, wow, 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 and what a goal! It really, really was. Said it on the last video. Doyle is a mix between Norwood and Fleck. Gets stuck in, can also ping a ball. I think the problem is with Doyle, he's just had so many injuries this season. I think if it had been fit the whole season, we'd have had a full season of Doyle at full tilt. Like that performance tonight, I could have seen Doyle playing a full season like that and never coming out of the side. But unfortunately, he's had some really unfortunate injuries. So hopefully, we've got him back for good. We're obviously getting a lot of players back. Touch wood, not many players seem to be pulling up more recently, and we're getting most of them back. So fingers crossed that keeps happening. I was a little bit worried about Sander when he went over the board, got pushed over that board as well. And I think he whacked his hip or his, I don't know what it was, hand, leg, knee, shoulder, neck, I don't know, something. Well done, Sheff United from Borough fan. 1 year to the day we knocked them out too. Sure, their fans won't give you credit. You deserve. Hopefully, we can go up together. Good luck for the rest of the season. Thank you very much for that. And if we'd have played tonight like we did, sorry, if we'd have played against you like we did tonight, we might have even got something against Borough. George Bullock was, as usual, George. Okay. Egan will, I don't even want to attempt to say that word because I don't know what it is. Egan will be pleased that we're through to the next round as he was suspended tonight. Absolutely. Very strong lineup from Tottenham. Completely agree. Wes had nothing to do. I've said that over and over again, Lee. I have, and you're absolutely right. He had absolutely nothing to do. Spurs were poor, but we were up for it tonight. We were just up for it, weren't we? We were more up for it than they were. Is there anything an L can't do? I think you're right, mate. Stick him up front. He's scoring 30, 40, 50 goals in Championship. And L can do everything. Stick him in net. Who cares? It was funny at one point. I don't know if people heard it on the radio or the TV or whatever, but everyone was calling Kane a rubbish Billy Sharp at one point, which was really, really funny. Crowd were fantastic tonight. Let's have more for the rest of the season. They will not pass. Fair play, mate. I like that. To be fair, though, I'd expect our players to push them overboards in that position. Tabs, you might be right. ILIMAN is from Senegal, and we'll leave it there. Oh, what a night. There wasn't too much to talk about in this, to be honest, but there was also loads to talk about, if you know what I mean. Not too much action, but the players were fantastic from minute 1 to minute 94. By the way, I don't know where 4 minutes came from. I really don't, but they always seem to get it, don't they? These teams, when the referees and officials are trying to get them back into the game, I can say things like that. I'm not going to get sued. I'm not going to get, I shouldn't have said sued. I'm not going to get fined. So yeah, it does feel like sometimes 4 minutes, don't know where it came from. I just don't. Anyway, let's leave it there, ladies and gentlemen. Absolutely buzzing that we've just beaten Spurs 1-0 through to the next round. We have got Blackburn Rovers at home between the 17th and 19th of March, I believe. My wife's birthday is on the 16th of March, so I hope it's not Saturday night because we've got a meal booked. I don't know what's going to happen there, but yeah, if it is drawn and we do play on Saturday at night, I am done for. I really am. But no, I'm really looking forward to the Blackburn game. Hopefully, we can get the job done and get through to the semi-final. But we've also got Blackburn away this weekend, so a nice little dress rehearsal for that. But I think if you ask any Blades, they'd rather us beat Blackburn at the weekend and beat them in the cup because we need to get promoted. We really do. This is sidetracked us a little bit, but I think this can help us for the league as well. Having a really good run and actually um, not having to play all your kind of starters, if you like. So yeah, the Blades were fantastic tonight. The fans were fantastic. We had a fantastic result against Tottenham tonight, and yeah, on we go. Thanks for watching, guys. Make sure you like the video before you leave, and we'll see you next time.